Hey guys, PHX Loki here, bringing you another video. Going to be playing the Control Paladin again today. Made a few changes to my deck. I'll run over those real quick. Now in the last video, I had, well first I'll talk about the two additions I've made, or the couple of additions. I switched out the two Earthen Ring Farseers for two Harvest Golems. The Farseers were really nice, but I already had so much healing in the deck that I felt like the 2-3 additional heals were a little much, so I'd rather get a really durable minion out, and the Harvest Golem fits that role really well, because I mean, even if you kill it, it comes back as a 2-1, keeps the same attack, only loses 2 health. You know, just a really solid minion to have in just about every deck. I also removed Cairn Bloodhoof. I just didn't really like the way he was playing out. I mean, he is a fantastic card, don't get me wrong, but I felt like the couple of additions I made were a little better. I took out the 2 Sen'jin Shieldmasters. Still have a Defender of Argus in here, but I took out the 2 Sen'jins because I didn't really feel like I needed the taunts. I mean, they were nice, but with so much healing in this deck, I could sit back and wait for either a board clear if things got out of hand, and even if I took a lot of damage, I can just heal myself right back up. I added in a second Guardian of Kings. That was one addition that I made. I mean, that's 6 more points of healing, which brings I have 2 6 heals right here. I have 2 6 heals right here, and I have an 8 heal right here, which totals to 32 points of healing in this deck, I believe. It really is the true classification of the Healadin. I also removed, what else did I take out? I took out Cairn, I took out 2 Sen'jins, and I swapped these 2. No, I think that's... There's something else I took out. I can't remember what it is. But anyways, swapped these 2, put in 2 Harvest Golems, took out 2 Sen'jins. I added a Faceless Manipulator. I thought that was really nice. So even if my Tyrion gets Faceless Manipulated, or copied in some way or stolen, I can just use Faceless Manipulator and then Spellbreaker to silence theirs. So I just get my Tyrion right back. Conversely, I can also copy something else that's big of theirs. The other day, someone played Ragnaros and then put a Defender of Argus on him, so he was a 9/9 taunt. Fortunately, I had 10 mana and the coin still in my hand, so I used a Faceless on him, got a 9/9 Ragnaros with taunt, and then I used coined and used the Black Knight on him. So just killed Ragnaros instantly. It was a really sweet play. I also added in Ragnaros. I felt like this deck didn't have enough finishing power before, and Ragnaros certainly provides some of that. And I also added in Ysera, which I'm still not sure on, but she is still a very, very nice card and can win you some games. She's already won me a couple of games since I've added her. But again, she is a very slow card. But in the current meta, I mean, I haven't been seeing nearly as many Zoo decks this season, and a lot less Hunters. So I feel like I can put in a couple of bigger cards and take away from some early game presence, because with all the heals I have, since there's not a whole lot of aggro decks, I'm not taking an overwhelming amount of damage, and the damage I do take, I just heal up later, and then I play my big cards and go for that win condition. So without further ado, let's get into some games. I think I'm going to be playing 1 or 2 ranked games. Rank 14 right now. I haven't had a chance to play a whole lot the past couple of days. I've been doing a lot of work around my house. Just random stuff. Mowing the lawn, I had to power wash the entire outside. I had to put seal on the deck. I had to do all these sorts of things. Alright, what do we got? We got a Shaman. A Shaman can be a really tricky matchup, because they tend to be able to flood the board really easily with all their totems, and I mean, they get the Feral Spirit and all that good stuff. What do I want to keep? Definitely not Ragnaros. I want to keep an Equality for good measure. I don't think I'm going to need Holy Light or Aldor Peacekeeper anytime soon. If you have an Equality in hand and you're split on whether you should keep it or not, just keep it. I mean, that's never a bad thing to have. You can always save it for later, so you don't have to hope that you top deck an Equality if things get out of hand. I'm just going to skip the turn there. Pretty good draws, though. I mean, True Silver Champion, that's always great to get in your starting hand. Equality, I mean, that's not bad at all. Harvest Golem, that's my turn 3 play. I mean, I got Defender of Argus, which could be good, could be useless. I mean, it really all depends. Just going to token out a guy right there. Next turn, more than likely, we're going to play our Harvest Golem. If Harvest Golem is not the play next turn. Next turn, what we are going to do is Wild Pyro. We're going to coin, play True Silver, and take out one of these wolves. Alright. Now since he has this healing totem, he could just attack into this, lose 1 health, and then it'll just heal him right back up. Yeah, it looks like that's what he's going to do. Which is probably the good play. So what are we going to play? Alright, well we got 2 Harvest Golems in hand, so we're going to play one of these, and then we're just going to attack into this wolf and end our turn. Now we got a real durable minion on the board. That's really good. And he's used one of his Feral Spirits already, so that's really good. We dealt with that pretty handily. Now he could kill this if he has like a Rockbiter weapon. Wow, there's his second Feral Spirits. Alright. So what do we do? Alright, Lightning Bolt. Then that's gonna die. Yeah. I got you. Now, a lot of Paladin players here, they'd see that this board is filled, and I mean, they just cast Wild Pyro, they cast Quality, and everything's dead, you know? However, I don't think that would be the best play. What could we do here? I mean, we can do Harvest Golem and Token. Can't do this and this. Alright, that's actually what we're going to do. We're going to do a Harvest Golem, we're going to Token out, and then just let it sit. And if things, hopefully he builds up his board a lot more next turn, and then we can either Pyro and Consecrate, which would deal 3 damage to him instead of just the 2 because of this 1 damage to all minions. Or, alright, he's just going to attack that, and he's going to attack my face and heal up. Alright, so what do we get next? All-Door Peacekeeper. So, you know, here's what we're going to do, actually. I really want to save my removal spells for later in the game. If we do that, we can take out one of these. And there we go. Now, if he's a Lightning Storm, this is all dead, except for the Harvest Golem, obviously, which will come back as a 2-1, but that's going to die anyways. Alright, so he's probably not going to play a Lightning Storm because he doesn't have the mana anymore. So he's going to do that. It'll die. It'll heal back up to 1. Yeah. Alright, what do we do here? Well, we got 2 Consecrates in hand now. Since we have 2, I'm actually going to play one of these. And that should wipe his board for the most part. And then, what are we going to do? This is what we're going to do. We're going to play this guy, reduce his health to 1, and then attack into this, so that minion actually stays alive. Alright. So I think that was a pretty good turn. I'm really expecting a Lightning Storm here. I guess he just doesn't have one in hand. Lightning Bolt. What's he gonna zap? Oh, he zapped that. Nice. Alright. And we could lay on hands. That would be an awful move because we'd only get half our heal and our hand's already pretty full. Guardian of Kings, I mean, we'd lose out on 2 health. You know what? I am going to Guardian of Kings. The reason I did that is, even though I lost 2 heal, I didn't really need the healing right there. This is a body that he has to deal with, and I'm planning on playing Ysera next turn. So if we can bait out like a Hex, that would be amazing. Yes, that is exactly what I had planned. Alright. So I feel a lot safer having Ysera, because the chances of him having 2 Hexes in hand are pretty low. Gadgets on kind of worries me, though. The way I see it, we have 2 options here. We can play the Pyromancer, and then do Hammer of Wrath, which it would deal 3 damage, the Pyro would proc, deal 1 damage. I mean, it would kill my 0-1 taunt, but I think that's a worthy sacrifice, and then that 1 extra damage would also kill his Auctioneer. Then we can just token up, or we can just straight out play him. But since he's on the field, he's going to be casting a couple of spells next turn, I'm guessing, and then he could possibly draw into an Earthshock or yeah, I'm actually going to do this. He could draw into an Earthshock or another Hex. So I'm going to kill him. Alright, we got our second equality. So we have 2 equalities and a Consecrate in hand. So I feel pretty good. I feel pretty good right now. And we've used 6 out of our 32 points of healing, so I mean we still have 24 heals in our deck. Okay, there's the Fire Elemental. What do we got? Oh, that was a beautiful draw. Thank you. I'm actually going to attack into that. When you play a Shaman, you always want to try to kill these spell totems, because that is just such a fantastic... we got a Defender of Argus. 4 Argus. Oh. Okay. So we got Ragnaros and Ysera in hand. We've already used 1 Consecrate. So I feel bad about using this one. We could equality here, but that would be really, really stupid. I mean, I was thinking maybe equality, take out this Argent Commander and then Ragnaros, but I mean, then what? He'd have the choice of hitting either face, a 1-1, an 0-1, or a 1-1, and that is suboptimal use. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do this, and kill the spell totem. And draw a dream card. What do we get? Dream. Nice. I like that, actually. So if he doesn't hex this and he Earth Shocks it, trying to silence it, I'm just going to return it to hand. Play it again. And that's a waste of an Earth Shock for him. If he hexes it, that's a different story. I'm not going to dream that to hand, obviously, because that would just be stupid. Now we just got to cross our fingers and hope he doesn't have a Hex. I mean, he has 12 cards in his deck, so it is still pretty likely. Oh, he's got an Alakir. Rock Biter, yeah. Well, obviously that's going to happen. He's going to sack everything he has into it. And then he's going to do that. Alright, what do we do here? Thinking maybe we do the YOLO Rag. Would that be a good idea? I mean, this thing has to die, obviously, but I feel kind of stupid using just Equality and Consecrate, my, like, ultimate board clear to kill a 3-4 with Wind Fury when I have 30 health. So you know what? That's exactly what we're going to do. We're just going to play Ragnaros. And hope he hits the Alakir in the face. There he goes. No more legendary for you. And we have Dream. I mean, he's not going to silence this, obviously. That's just stupid, silencing a Ragnaros. What is he going to do? He already used the Lightning Bolt. He might have actually used 2 already. Alright, Lightning Storm. Well, let's hope it hits it for 3. There we go. Earth Shock. Alright, this turn's over. Okay, this is pretty funny. So first off, we're just gonna bash him in the face, because if you didn't know, silencing Ragnaros is about the most useless thing you can do. Just return him to hand. And then we are going to play a Sunwalker. And this. Because with 2 1-1s on the field, I don't want to play Ragnaros again. But if you look at him, he's back in my hand. Which, you know, not bad at all. Because now he's not silenced. Alright. Okay. Well, there's a second Earth Shock, so now he only has a Hex. Alright, well, naturally we're going to want to kill this. Do I want to consecrate here? Do I want to consecrate here? That is the question. I still have a second Wild Pyromancer in my deck, so if I Consecrate, my board clears aren't all gone, and I have an Avenging Wrath. So you know what? The answer is yes. I'm going to Consecrate. I'm going to do that. I am going to token up and bop this guy. Alright, so he's used 1 Lightning Storm, he's used 2 Earth Shocks, he's used 1 Hex, and I think he's only used 1 Lightning Bolt. Alright, there's 2 Lightning Storms. I think next turn the play is Ragnaros. He's going to totem up. Is the play Ragnaros? You know what? I think the play is still Ragnaros, because there's not much else I can do. I mean, I could play a Guardian of Kings, but that would be the second heal I've wasted, and that's not something I want. I have 2 heals in hand. I have Lay on Hands, Holy Light, and Guardian of Kings, so I mean that's 20 healing in my hand right there. What do I do here? You know what? I am gonna play. No, how many cards do you have in this deck? 8? I still have Tyrion in my deck as well, which is big. I have Tyrion and Sylvanas. So you know what? I'm gonna play Ragnaros. Ragnaros, be a sniper. Do not hit the O2. He hit the O2. I mean, what am I expecting? It's Ragnaros. He's the biggest troll in the game. There's the final Hex. So Tyrion, let me draw you next turn. Wild Pyromancer. I have 2 equalities. So you know what? Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to equality. Going to punch him in the face. And bring this dude out. Back up to 30. It's okay. I don't feel too bad about that. We still have 20 points of healing in our deck. So I mean, we're essentially at 50 health. Oh god. God, I hate the Flame Tongue Totem. And a second. Holy crap. Alright, Avenging Wrath. Okay, that is an exceedingly powerful... Okay, he has nothing in his hand right now, so if I clear this, he's pretty much boned. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. I have a second quality in hand. Sorry, bro. Now he's top decking, he's at less health than us. We have 4 cards in our hand and a 3-card draw with Lay on Hands. I mean, this game is almost as good as 1. Of course, I'm probably going to end up jinxing myself. Alright, there's one of the elementals. True Silver Champion, you came at a good time. Hello. Just take out whatever the hell he wants to throw at us, because I do not care. You know what, I'm going to start chipping away at his face. Since he's top decking, I'm not overly worried about this. He's used both of his Lightning Storms already, so he's not going to be able to clear these out so fast. He probably hasn't... Yeah, there he goes. He just quits. He has nothing. And that's the basic gist of this deck that I'm going for. I mean, I have so much healing in this deck, and I do have a decent amount of firepower, and Paladins are one of the best removal classes in the game, whenever they have enough mana, that is. Early game removal, I mean, it's questionable. You need 4 mana to really utilize any of their good removal. I mean, the cheapest removal that they have is either a straight up Consecrate or a Wild Pyromancer followed by a Equality. And I mean, that's 4 mana for either of those. I mean, Hammer of Wrath, that's 4 mana for only 3 damage. The card draw makes it like exponentially more expensive. I mean, you know, the Mage's Frostbolt it deals the same amount of damage, 3 damage, and it also freezes, but it costs half the mana, which is absurd to think that it can freeze, deal the same damage, and it costs half. I mean, that makes no sense to me. Anyways, let's jump into another game. That's how you handle a Shaman. You want to save your board clears for the optimal times. If you don't, if you use them too early, like if I had used one of those against his Feral Spirits at the beginning, that game could have gone really a lot differently, because then he would have had a 10 damage card on the field. And that's just no good. I don't want that hitting me in the face. I mean, he knew he lost that game. He was top decking. I had the 3 card draws in my hand, which if I didn't draw Tyrion the next turn, I probably would have just drawn cards because I had a weapon equipped. Even if I wasted 3 points of healing, I mean, it would have been worth it. Alright, Rogues. Rogue is a pretty tough matchup for this class. The reason being is, I mean, if it's Tempo Rogue, then I actually do okay against them. But I've been seeing a lot of Miracle Rogues in the ladder, and I do not do very well against Miracle Rogues. The reason being is this Paladin class is a very much so a reactionary class. You wait to see for them to put something on the field, and then you react to it. Now, the Miracle Rogue is, conversely, they sit back and they wait for their cards, and they just try to keep the other person's board clear, kind of like us, until they get their gadgets on out, they start casting spells, they do all this different stuff. Alright, so the way to beat a Miracle Rogue is essentially to hit them in the face as hard as you can, as fast as you can, before the miracle actually happens, which is right around 8 mana. Sometimes before, sometimes after. It depends on the card draws they get. I mean, if you're lucky, they won't draw into their gadgets on, and they won't be able to cycle through their entire deck by the end of the game. But a lot of the times, that is not the case. So we're just going to keep throwing out these minions for now. I don't want to use this coin unless I absolutely have to. I mean, there have been plenty of games where I haven't needed the coin, and I've saved it until a couple of turns I've had turn 10. Alright, so Blood Mage Thalnos comes out. That's just to cycle through his deck, I think. Alright, so I'm actually going to do this. It's one of the reasons I keep the Elven Archer in there. Quick damage, insta-kill. There you go. That's that one Elven Archer that we include in this deck for situations such as that. Because, I mean, if I'd used it, I could have True Silvered it, sure, but I mean, that would have been 3 damage overkill, and I would have been at 29 health. Still, I wouldn't have gained any health, I wouldn't have, you know. He's just trying to draw cards. He doesn't have his gadgets on yet, or else he would have played it that turn. SI7 agent. Agent. So he goes for my face. We're just going to Hammer of Wrath him. There it is. Both our hands are getting pretty full. He has 8 cards. I believe I have 8 cards. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 cards, but that's including the coin. So you're just going to keep chipping away at my face. Which, whatever, bro. I have heals. I have a Holy Light in my hand. I have a Guardian of Kings. I have a True Silver Champion. Alright, so next turn it looks like we're probably going to have to True Silver this. Sylvanas. There's an interesting option, but that needs to get taken care of. Because if I play Sylvanas, more than likely it's just going to get sat back to my hand. I'm actually going to coin out a Harvest Golem here. So he can't kill it just with his dagger like he's been doing. Alright, we got the True Silver equipped. Now hopefully we can just stay at near full health the entire game, because this is very, very clearly a Miracle Rogue. I mean, otherwise their board would be filled with minions right about now, or at least that's what they'd be trying to do. But since that's not the case, they're just trying to keep my board clear and establish a little bit of a board presence themselves. They're not trying to, you know, punch me down. I mean, there's no way this is a tempo rogue. Now he's trying to decide what he wants to do here. I mean, there's a couple of ways a rogue could kill a Harvest Golem. I mean, they have so many combos and spells. But the good thing about Harvest Golems is it's going to take at least 1 or 2 spells. At least 2, I should say. I mean, they could Deadly Poison and Shiv. They could Deadly Poison and Blade Flurry. There's the gadgets on. Alright. Beautiful. So if he goes ahead and conceals that, he's going to start drawing cards here, but it's dead next turn no matter what. I have Equality and I have Consecrate in my hand, which is perfect. It's one of the reasons why this class is actually kind of good against rogues. I mean, he's just going to do that. He's going to attack it with his dagger probably. Oh, Deadly Poison to get that extra card draw. I wouldn't be surprised to see Conceal right here. If he doesn't conceal, I'm just going to bop him with my weapon. I don't really care. Oh. Well, fantastic. Well, just bop him with the weapon. And that's why I feel like you should always run conceal in the Miracle Rogue, because that'll happen. I didn't instead of using 2 cards to remove him, I just hit him with my weapon, which was already equipped. Now the nice thing about this is if he saps this back to hand, because 5 damage is definitely a threat to him, but if he saps it back to hand, I can just heal myself for 6 again. And he doesn't want that. So this game's actually going fairly well. He didn't get the draw very much with the gadgets on. I mean, he only has 4 cards less than me in his deck, which is good. Well, 5 cards now. Thank you, Azure Drake. Not much else he can do here. I think he's just waiting to, I mean, he could prep and, like, eviscerate, possibly, but I don't see why he would do that. Okay. Couple of options. But I think this is the best one. I'm just gonna hit him in the face. I don't give a shit about that Azure Drake. Maybe I should. I don't know. He's at 9 mana. He's probably, if he has all the right cards, he is definitely in kill range with Leroy and Cold Blood and all that good stuff, because he has the 4 extra damage and 3 damage from his dagger. Hopefully he doesn't have the combo. That's what I'm banking on. He does not. He has a gadgets on. So next turn they're both dead. For sure. Yep, he's going to sap Sylvanas. No doubt. No doubt in my mind. Whatever. Made him waste a spell. You got a card draw off it, but whatever. Kills the 1/1. Good for you. Good for you. For another, so that's no more deadly poison for him. Yippee. He's gonna kill that. Might hit me in the face or something. I don't know. Okay, you see, I don't understand why he would do that. But this, I mean, this, obviously I'm going to do this. Just play a token. Could have played the big game hunter there. I mean, it's a Miracle Rogue. They're not going to have a card that has 7 or more attack. I'm at 29 health right now. He's at 18. That's still, like, danger zone, because it's against the Rogue. Oh. Oh, God. Oh, Lord. I didn't expect a Malygos Rogue. That hurt. That hurt a hell of a lot. Okay, we gotta kill that next turn. For sure. And then we're gonna heal up. Alright, well, his win condition is gone. I feel very safe right now. Well, not very safe, it's still a rogue, but I feel much safer. His Malygos is gone. Alright, Earthen Ring Farseer. Earthen Ring Farseer. That thing. Sylvanas. Holy Light. This. His Malygos attempt failed. He did very well, but I am the Healadin. I have heals for days. And I run a Malygos deck myself, and I don't include Leroy in it, so I doubt that he is as well. I haven't seen almost any Malygos decks that have Leroy, so right now his win conditions are dropping drastically. I don't know if he has a way to actually win this game. If I draw into Lay on Hands, it's essentially over for him. And I have 14 cards in my deck. Yeah. Yep. I mean, he could sack both those minions into Sylvanas, but that's 6 less damage to my face that I have to worry about. Alright. There you go. My token got 1 damage in. I'd say worth. Loot hoarder. Oh, he's just going for my face. I see how it is. And we get a Ragnaros. Gonna play that. I'm going to play this. Gonna kill one of these. Oh, right in the face. Nice. Ragnaros is a sniper this game. Now he has 5 damage, that would bring me down to 11. He's already used at least 1 Eviscerate, so I don't know what else he could have. I think he used 2 Sinister Strikes as well. Now we only used 1 Sinister Strike, but that's only 3 damage. So Eviscerate, Sinister Strike, that would be 7 damage. Yeah, he can't. What's he gonna do? Oh. That was witty. I see almost 0 rogues running that card. Betrayal. That was something I did not expect. See, we still have Tyrion and Ysera in our deck, as well as a second Guardian of Kings, lay on hands. Use both our Holy Lights. And Zordrake. Edwin Van Cleef. He's an 8/8. I have a Silence. Rather unfortunate for him. So, oh, I could just big game hunter him. Just kill him outright. That would be better. 3+3+4. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Well, I guess it's good we didn't play that big game hunter earlier, because look at that. He's out of cards. He has no win condition. I feel really confident in winning this game. As soon as Malygos was taken off the field and I healed up for 12 points, I mean, he really was running out of options fast. I mean, what's he going to do here? I mean, Vanish? Maybe? Blade Flurry? It deals 1 damage to everyone. You could take that out with the Azor Drake. Ah, right, Spell Power. He's out of cards. He's going to start fatiguing himself soon. He has 3 cards in his hand and he has to deal 13 damage. He's used both Deadly Poisons. He's used 1 Eviscerate. Maybe 2, I'm not even sure. He's used 1 or 2. He's used Blood Mage, he's used 2 Azor Drake, so I think that's all the spell power that he has. There's the second Eviscerate. Yeah, he has to go for face here. That's his only option. He doesn't have another Sinister Strike. So I'm down to 4 health, and he has 1 card left. Well, I feel really unsafe right now. Oh, what could he have that could kill me? He doesn't have spell power. I mean, does he have something that can deal 3 damage to my face? I don't think so. What could he have? I'm just going to play my Wild Pyromancer. And keep these 2, just in case. Alright, so he's taking fatigue damage. He's on a clock. I mean, what could he possibly have that could kill me? He's already used both Eviscerates. He's used both Sinister Strikes. He's used both Blade Flurries. Oh, wow. Now, I am on a clock. But I think that's game. That is definitely... not yet. Definitely game. I'm just gonna bop. Bop. I mean, even if that didn't happen, I mean, I could have just Guardian of Kings. And it would have been over. Guardian of Kings would just hit him twice, you know, fatigue would have killed him. Alright, there's another victory for the Paladin. And as you saw, I mean, it came right down to the wire, and having all those healing cards really came in handy. I healed myself for 18, I think, that round. And that's what I really love about this deck. You can stick around in any game, even a losing game. I mean, I played a priest the other day who had that card Mind Games, which copies a minion that's in my deck and puts it on his side of the field. So on turn 4 he used that because it's a 4-mana card, and he got my Tyrion. So he had my Tyrion on his side of the field on turn 4. I mean, generally if that happens, you're going to lose the game. I mean, there's no way you're coming back. Fortunately, I had the right card in my hand. I was able to silence him and use Aldor Peacekeeper on him the turn after. I took 6 points of damage, obviously. But, I mean, there was nothing that... I mean, I thought I had lost the game, but I managed to climb my way back into that game just simply because of the amount of heals. I used every single heal in my deck, and none of it was wasted. And at the end, I ended up beating him because he was just top decking, and I had a full board of minions. There's nothing that he could do. So anyways, that's the Paladin that I've been using recently. I hope you enjoyed the video, and you know, just leave a comment at the bottom if you have any questions, suggestions, or feedback, and make sure to like and subscribe to the video if you liked it. And as always, have a good evening. I will see you guys next time.